Robbins and his loyalist band of royal horse thieves were among the Crown's factions from New Jersey exiled onto Staten Island during the Revolution. In response to Essex County Sheriff Samuel Marsh, who seized property and belongings of known loyalists throughout the Elizabethtown tract in 1779, on December 14, 1780, Robbins led a winter raid to capture Marsh and inflict retribution on the Patriots. The action happened in what is today's Linden. Marsh's family, among the original settlers of Elizabethtown tract, spread from what is now Linden, founded the village of Rahway, and were among the first to move west along the Rahway River, also settling in today's Clark, Scotch Plains, several parts of Middlesex County, and among the first families to found Westfield. Samuel Marsh's homestead was in today's Westfield. It is important to note when documentation at the time described raids into the area of southern Essex County, now Union County, the writer often named Rahway or the Rahway as a place of incursion. The Rahway includes down Linden, Trembly Point, today's Clark, Colonial, and often Westfield, although the individual sections may also be named. The Truth About Colonial Linden will paraphrase this following account from Rivington's Gazette, number 570. Rivington's Gazette was a newspaper published at the time based in the Bowery of Lower Manhattan, New York City. On the night of the following Thursday, December 14, 1780, a party of royal horse thieves under the command of celebrated Lewis Robbins mounted an incursion into Rahway. They set out to see Sheriff Marsh, but as the roads were bad and learning probably that the sheriff was not home, they made their way to David Miller's house, capturing him, his sons, and his horses. Robbins decided not to include the senior Miller during the capture due to his advanced age and infirmities. Marsh's kin steadied a mile or so away, but with poor weather and slow movement along the iced roads, the Loyalists continued turning east from Rahway Meadows towards Trembly Point. As we detailed in the Truth About Colonial Linden episode Lady Lindenites, the Patriots had a system to alert of incursions from Staten Island. It is almost certain Miller's daughter was versed in the code, messaging the strength and direction of the raiding party, or at least the protocol for alerting the next homestead to a British expedition. We believe she did so here after Robbins' men were safely away. Robbins and company proceeded to Peter Trembly's home, whom they seized and robbed of all his money papers. They also took Peter Horn from a single plot along the way. During the hour, or probably two, due to conditions, an alerted militia sentry unit had stealthily came up upon them. During most of the conflict, Linden was the front line of the Northern Theater, with the majority of the British Northern Army encamped across the Kill in Staten Island. This prompted the Essex militia to maintain a constant rotation of sentries. Serving in rotation, a group of 4 to 10 men in Linden would reside together every night. The party would spend every night on duty at a different homestead from where they would center their patrol. The raiding party was finishing its plundering of the Trembly farm. It seems most likely that they intended to continue about a half mile to the point where Peter and his kin also operated a ferry service to Staten Island. This would be the quickest way to securely transport their prisoners and loot. Then shots rang out. Unknown to Robbins how many Patriots were upon him, the scoundrel and his miscreants immediately fled, leaving behind the Lindenites, cattle, and most of the loot. It is unclear how many sentries came upon them. The paper wrote one sudden discharge, so possibly as few as one. However, that is unlikely, as sentry parties' patrol base would have been, at most, within 5 square miles. Taking into account the promptness of the Minutemen's response, including the poor conditions of the roads, they were probably based extremely close to the events. Perhaps situated between Miller and Trembly's abodes, or near the port in a tavern or one of the shacks along the mouth of the river. This would have them lying in wait positioned advantageously, and may explain Robbins' withdrawal without challenge. This does, though, indicate that the alarm network in Linden employed devices other than shot into the air, but that's another story. Hope you enjoyed this small piece of Linden's history. Thanks for watching.